Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Star card. Getting a little glimpse into the future this week. There's going to be some big conversations on the table, so pay attention. This is a week for you to be focused, and it's a week for you to be present in all of your interactions, because you never know when someone is going to say the right thing that is going to spark the idea or is going to press you to move forward on the path that is really set out for you. This card is so hopeful, it's so joyous, and it's fun, and sometimes it sees you connecting to all of the right people at just the right moment. It also suggests that whatever challenges or issues you may have had, they are now coming to an end. Your foundation card is the Nine of Cups. Look at that. That is a wish fulfilled. Something that you've been wanting, something that you've been hoping for, something that maybe you hadn't given voice to. This week, it looks like whatever it is coming good. This may be a conversation that you have with someone where you express a want, a need, a desire of some sort, and it goes ahead. You might be pleasantly surprised at what shows up for you this week, my dear Pisces, and it starts with you being brave enough to go for what it is that you truly want. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Seven of Cups. So when I say go for what you truly want, I don't mean add more. Right? It's very rare that adding more to something, to anything really, makes it better. You know, and I'm not talking about things like cheese, because, you know, adding more cheese to anything is always a good idea as far as I'm concerned. You know, but we're talking about ideas. We're talking about strings to the bow, like your service list if you work for yourself. Like having more services and more things isn't always better. Sometimes it's better just to have a few things that you do really well. The Seven of Cups can sometimes be about confusion, but sometimes it can be about needing to find clarity, or to really get into the energy of streamlining your processes. In some way, shape or form, the universe is asking you this week to get really clear on what it is that you want and to go after it. You've got to voice it. It's not enough for you to think about it. It's not enough for you to just to visualize. You've got to go after it. And if there is something that you want, if there's something that you desire, if there's something that you need, you have to voice that this week. You've got to say it out loud. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Cups. So interesting that this comes up in what you're saying. You know, the saying goes, you miss out on 100% of the chances that you never take. This week, if there is something that you can see that you want, if there's something that you need, if there's something that you desire, it's not going to come to you this week. Like, you're a good man. Pisces is a good manifester. Usually they just kind of delve into the formless and kind of magnetize what they want to them. It's not going to cut it this week. If there's something that you specifically want, if there's something that you need, you're going to have to open your mouth and voice that. You're going to have to say it out loud. You're going to have to go after it. It's not enough to be passive this week, Pisces. You've got to be active. You've got to get after it. This is a lot of water, right? And interestingly, the Five of Cups. Will you give it a fucking rest? Ah, bloody hell. Right, so when it comes to your for those of you that work for somebody else, this Five of Cups suggests that maybe somebody is leaving this week, and you know, this could, even though you're thinking like, oh crap, that means more work, it may well do, but it does also suggest that this week something that is someone or something leaving is opening up a position for you, and it might be one that you slot right into. If you don't speak up and say, I would like to be considered for that role, nobody's going to know. If you just sit back and wait for somebody to point you out and say, oh, you know, well, we're going to give this to you, it's not going to happen. This week, the universe is demanding action from you. When it comes to your business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves. This week it looks like something that you've worked really hard on is not quite complete. And it kind of feels like there's a part of you that's like, oh, you know, I wish this was over now. I wish it was done. And unfortunately, it looks like you've still got a little ways to go. But if you consider that you don't have to start again, you're already further along the path than you've ever been. So just get it done, get it complete. And then for those of you that are retired or no longer working, this suggests that this week maybe something that you hoped for didn't quite come across in the way that you had hoped it would. But it doesn't, this is kind of like a don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just because something doesn't come in the exact package that you hoped it would doesn't mean that it's not what you asked for. All right, so just consider that. For your money and materials, you've got the Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of water this week. All right, so when it comes to your finances, your money, materials, this is about what you nurture and nourish. It's about what you give your time, energy, and resources and money to. This week, this could be that your mother or a mother figure or an important, prominent woman in your life is hitting you up for money this week. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm inclined to say no. But obviously you have to make your own choices. I say this because you've got the Seven of Cups there, spreading yourself too thin. You've got the Five of Cups there as well. This will be money that you part with that you won't be getting back. So as long as you're prepared for that, you can, you know, keep that as a caveat. Now, one thing that comes up with the Queen of Cups here that is actually wonderful for your money, this suggests that you are starting to consider ways that you can either make more money or ways that you can make the money that you already have grow for you. So this could be looking into other avenues, maybe looking at promotions, maybe looking at other jobs. Like, this is you really starting to say, how do I get the most out of my experience when it comes to money, finances, and resources? Well, you nourish your career, you nourish your business, you nourish the things that you really love. So just something to think about. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your stomach and your chest and your breasts. So this week, look out for those things. This would actually, especially with the Seven of Cups there, this would be a really good week for a detox. It doesn't have to be all week, you know, just having water and sunlight. But, you know, even if it's just a day where you maybe eat a lighter meal or whatever, like any detoxing is good detoxing. All right, so, and then when it comes to your home and environment, for some of you, this is looking at the home and environment and asking yourself, how settled do I really feel here? How good do I really feel here? It's, you know, it's a solid question, and I think this is one that you're really going to be looking at this week. For your love and relations, you've got the Sun card. So all in all, remember what we say about the Sun card, it lightens and brightens everything that it touches. So the fact that you have the Sun card here, not all of your communications need to be thrown out, even with the Seven of Cups there, it lightens everything. So yes, there's going to be some challenges this week, but there are more than enough lights at the end of the tunnel. When it comes to those of you that are single, this week you could be meeting somebody. It might be somebody that you're reconnecting with as well, actually. It could be somebody that you dated in the past, somebody that you know, maybe the one that got away, maybe, you know, maybe you're the one that got away, and there's a rekindling or a reconnection here. It's very rare that we come across somebody that we're supposed to be back together with, but this kind of feels like one of those weeks where it's definitely possible. For those of you that are in relationships or partnerships, this is absolutely wonderful. There's a very sort of pregnancy vibe about the Sun card very often. So if you're looking to start a family, it's possible. I'm speaking directly to those of you who have tried to have children and maybe miscarried, or, you know, had some complications or whatever. For those of you that have been disheartened, that have told yourself, oh, you know, it didn't work out and so I'm never going to try again, this week you could be changing your mind. This week you could come to that conclusion of, okay, you know what, that was then, it wasn't nice, it wasn't pleasant, but actually I feel like I'm ready to try again. And I think this time you go all the way, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this. I actually think this could be a good week for you. There are some challenges there, not going to lie, but you've already seen those. And all in all, I think this is going to be a good week. With that said, let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.